welcome in to scientific proof that Gen Z is officially dumber than millennials. In fact, the first recorded intergenerational IQ drop in history. And I just want people to ruminate on that. If you're tuned in, this is a clip
I want you to
from
feel sad about that. Sorry, Jeremy. You're in the middle of something.
We
Look,
already knew this, but now we have proof.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, shout out to some Gen Z, you know, who are becoming more religious and becoming more conservative. But if you're seeing this on the Quartering, this is a clip from our live stream show over on Quartering Live. I'm going to leave a link to our live stream show in the description. Please do subscribe. We're live Monday through Thursday at 2 Eastern, Friday at 1. Editor put something cool and flashy in there to tell people to follow us and tune in. Gen Z is officially less intelligent than millennials. First recorded intergenerational IQ drop.
Yes, and this
Are you happy, internet?
average IQ peaked at millennials. The
What?
smartest generation.
Suck it, Hannah Claire. Yeah, dummy.
Man. I'm also worried it's like a bigger stratification. Like instead of having more people in the middle of the bell curve, our generation is just like the beginning of this horrible, like some people are really smart, but a lot of people are not.
Yeah, So according to Horvath, the human mind was not meant to learn through short video clips. They're tying it to TikTok.
No, they were.
I do think that's part of the reason. See, because the way I see it is I just think of like, you know, as a millennial and how
as a superior intellect like me, right?
As the smartest generation. Yes. When I think of our education, we had access to so much information, right? But we didn't have as many distractions. It's like, okay, you had message boards that people would post on sometimes. You had MySpace, you had AIM, but for the most part, people were living their lives.
ICQ, shout out ICQ.
Yeah. And so I was just thinking about, okay, just think about like school and everything. It was just, okay, a big part of our schooling was let's research something and then write a paper about it.
I remember having to go to the libraries on the weekend.
Yes.
Like my mom would drop me off at the city library to work on schoolwork. They had the internet there, but you would like use what was the one you used to go through all the articles? NextNet, I forget.
Nexus
Lexis, maybe. Yeah. You would go there and then you would find
encyclopedias.
Yeah,
and
the encyclopedias. You find everything. We had the internet, but we never used it. Not for school anyway.
It was,
you know.
Yeah. But this is the thing that's really that I've noticed, even when it comes to just like you see this kind of demonstrated on social media as well to a degree, because when I think about it, and it's like, okay, something happens, something crazy happens in society, and I feel like as a millennial, a lot of us are inclined to do research. Like, okay, wait, let's find the origin of this. Let's find out why this is happening, and so on and so forth. But I think that Gen Z are a lot of them do feel really burnt out just because of being overwhelmed.
The constant dopamine, like
And so they're looking
blue light too. I think blue light has a damaging effect.
Oh, that too. But they're looking for people to kind of like carry their burdens, like with the work that it goes into, like so that's why a lot of them will look for their favorite influencer or whatever to come up with the catchphrase, and then they just latch onto it, right?
Yeah.
So instead of so it's just like, oh,
for real.
Free Palestine, queers for Palestine, all this. They get all these talking points from their influencers and stuff, and they latch onto catchphrases and they spread those. But have they really done a lot of research? Most of them, no. But then as a millennial, it's just like, oh wait, there's a conflict going on with this and this. Let me dive into this and look at the history of it, and let me find out. Oh, let me look into the Bible.
Let me get in my Encarta 95.
Yeah.
Or my Lexus Nexus, or the what was the other one I saw people mentioning? Well, what's interesting is this study, like Gen Z is officially the first and only generation to be less intelligent than the previous one, data shows. This makes millennials the only generation to be sharper and smarter than the younger ones that followed. According to neuroscientists, Gen Zers officially, suck at Hannah Claire, have low cognitive development.
I could be okay. You don't know.
Yeah, you are. You are. Yeah, you are on the cusp.
You're definitely an exception to the rule. You're helping boost their IQ numbers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This
But the
says
thing is, like, the stuff. Sorry, you read your thing and then
let me
I'll give
finish
you
this. Yeah.
take.
thanks to the use of educational technology, research shows that Gen Z is the first group to score lower than the generation before them. Their attention span, memory, reading, math skills, problem solving skills, and overall IQ are in fact lower than that of millennials. Now, of course, this is on average. If you're Gen Z and you watch any one of our contents, obviously you're an honorary millennial, obviously.
Oh,
you gain 1 IQ point for every episode, I swear.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, it's, teenagers are spending more than half of their time on phone and tablets.
Yeah.
Now we have the science that really backs up pretty much what everyone assumed. Like brain rot content.
Yep.
Nonstop isn't good for you. Who would have thunk it? And AI is going to make it even worse. Like people will be doing even less. High school kids now are using, AI to help them write articles and do their homework.
Right.
And you're saying help them write articles. It's just copy and paste. It's writing it for them. And AI is fallible. It's often making incorrect citations. It doesn't it's scrubbing the internet, but it doesn't mean it's perfect all the time.
Every source is garbage in, garbage out.
Studies are even showing is that when you ask AI, instead of just doing critical thinking or research on something yourself, and you can just ask an AI and it's just going to tell you, then that makes you use your brain less. So it's actually negatively impacting your own critical thinking skills.
Right. And a lot of the AI resources have a confirmation bias. They want you to keep using it, so it tells you what it thinks you want to hear, which is a problem for a lot of reasons. We don't have to go into the politics of it all. Right. I think one of the crazy
when they're trained on Wikipedia and Reddit.
Exactly. They're like all CNN. Let's see what we think they should hear. The thing is, I think the advent of the internet is going to be one of those things where people are like, there were lots of positive things. You get students potentially, because I am, like I said, I'm cusp. So I remember having to learn how to use like an encyclopedia. I did do research at the library, but I also remember having a history class in high school where they were like, you can't use Wikipedia because they edit it. You have to you can go to the sources that they cite and maybe use that. But like, the research and the analysis, that was all part of what I was learning. I think one of the challenges with the younger generations is that technology has ultimately emerged as a source of comfort and pleasure. And so all of their initial interactions with it when they're young, when they're like, think kindergarten age, is tablet and scrolling, and it's a distraction. It's not the research tool that maybe it was emerging when we were in our academic careers. It's just there to kind of pacify and coddle. And if you have that in your 18-year-olds, of course, they're not developing the way that 18-year-olds in the past should. I also think this generation is not good at being bored or alone. They need constant stimulation.
Yeah.
And that's not actually positive for the brain. The brain needs time to rest and recover.
Being guilty of that too, though. I'm trying to be better about it. But like, you'd be shocked how like we had a sermon at church. I think I talked about this, where this guy actually raised his IQ by, it was a study I think we talked about, where he raised his IQ by like cutting out electronic devices. And he did it in like 30 days or 40 days. I forget, maybe Chad can remind me of what it was. But like our pastor was saying, like, in his sermon, he's like, how about on Sundays? Because Charlie Kirk used to do this.
Yeah.
How about on Sundays, no cell phone? Just no cell phone. If you want, let's start there. You want to play video games? You want to watch TV? Fine. But then in like another week, no TV, just on Sunday, and he was talking about how hard it was just sitting in his car waiting for his daughter to come, like, get picked up from school, like waiting 5. And he was like, I just kept like reaching for it. You have to actually like, and I need to be better about this. You have to kind of retrain yourself to be okay being alone, being alone with your thoughts. And when you do, according to this study that this guy that did it, and also to what he said anecdotally, like, it becomes this like great thing where you are, it doesn't have to be Sundays, pick whatever day you want, but like, you suddenly like, oh, I'm at peace. Like Luke was doing that when he was staying here. At 15 minutes every morning, he'd go out and sit outside and like get the sun in his face. And it was like something that I was like, oh, you know what? That makes sense. He wasn't sitting on his cell phone. He was just go outside, ground yourself. And I think that, this is, I mean, it's bad enough for me the superior intellect millennial.
Oh,
As
yeah.
good as it ever got, by the way, the peak of the mountain of IQ.
What chance does Gen Z have?
Yeah, if it's hard for someone as smart as me, there's just really there's no hoping. But
I think you'll see a big difference between, it's not going to be Gen Z. It'll be like, what is it? Generation Alpha or Beta.
Yeah.
I think you'll see a huge difference in those generations by the choices their parents make and how much exposure to screen time and what kinds of activities, you know, like there's a reason, and it's a stereotype, but all of the top Silicon Valley people don't get their kids iPads. They have them doing very tactile crafts. They will tell you, oh yeah, you want your kid to learn coding through an app when they're 3, but actually they have their kids real world problem solving and in interacting with non-electronic devices. Like
well, the tactile stuff too. Remember, like kids don't know how to handle money. Kids don't know how to kids don't know how to use their imaginations. Like I used to have like not RC cars. Me and my cousin Adam would like build these whole fantastical events with a couple of Matchbox cars. Like, okay, well here we're fighting crime, or here's a race, or here we're both on both ends of the hallway and smash them into each other. And like all this stuff would be like, you know, now it's just like, here's an iPad and here's a bunch of sights and sounds and dopamine, and you know, you'll be happy. And it looks like it really has had an effect. And I think if parents can reverse this, they can say, like you said, Gen Alpha can fight back against this. Yeah.
And it's not too late. Like just because you have like a middle schooler who has an iPad, like you could be like, okay, we only use the iPad on the weekends now. Like there are lots of ways to implement it. Or like, you're not, you know, maybe you'll have a family that never has any screen time. One of the things that I had read was, you know, it's okay. It's different to sit down with your 4-year-old and watch a movie all together as a family, and then you have the movie to talk about and talk about the characters and the plot and whatever.
Well, start by putting your cell phone down during the movie too.
Yes.
I do that. I'm super guilty of that.
And kids mirror what their parents are doing. And so it doesn't make sense to me that Gen Z, whose parents also got addicted to the internet, are now feeling the after effects of having it be a huge part of their lives. Like I said, I don't think the internet is bad, but I don't think it was what they thought it was going to be when it was becoming ubiquitous in every home. Yeah.
Well, put down the phones, pick up the Bible. You know, some good feedback there. But, you know, there's hope for Gen Alpha. Just, you know, keep working on that. And by the way, if you enjoyed the segment, you know, our live streams are linked in the description below. We'd love to see you while we're live. You know, a lot of people 13,000 people on Rumble alone are watching this live right now. But I hope that you'll follow our live stream channel and linked in the description. We're live everywhere.